Hey, it's me, Ben, from the podcast Bunta Vista. I'm recording this in a hotel room in beautiful Emerald, Queensland. I'm recording this on my phone, not into a nice microphone, because I am on holiday, ostensibly, sort of. My car is in the mechanics. It has been for the last 2 days. It will be for another day. So my very brief overnight stay in Emerald has turned into a beautiful 3-day holiday, which is fine. I'm having a very nice time. All I'm doing is like drinking beers and walking and reading my book, and it's been very nice. The episode that you're about to hear, which, if Andrew has correctly followed my instructions, is the free episode for this week, which was a paywalled episode from last week. This is an episode of the Theo Files that I've done with Theo. It's a good one, I think. I really like it. I think you will too. If you want to get exclusive bonus episodes or bonus episodes, a week later that I've then unpaywalled, check out the Bunta Vista Patreon. You'll love it. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're thriving. Enjoy.
Come one, come all, and gather round. We'll tell our tales to thee of saints and whores and demon cores, of sights for all to see. Come ye all around the fire and listen all the while to tales of holes and mystery. We call the Theo Files. We call the Theo Files.
All right.
Yep.
Hey, welcome to another edition of the Theo Files. I'm not sure what number. I don't know if we number these. I'm Theo, and I'm your friend. You don't need me to tell you that. As you greet me, I take your hand and shake it, while giving you 3 sturdy pats on the shoulder with my other hand, as friends at ease might. Here he is, I say to you, with a smile. And of course, I'm also here with your other friend, Ben. Ben greets you with a full hug given without reservation and gives you a sincere, hello, beautiful. It's Ben.
That is how I greet people.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Just 2 of my pals here with us.
Yep.
Me, you, and Ben. And I gotta say, honestly, it's so good having 2 friends like you two. You ever read those tweets or articles that are like, I don't mind being friends with different politics and beliefs and stuff. Like, that just sounds like a nightmare to me. And I've got in brackets here, riffing. Ben?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I actually have many friends with very different political beliefs to me, because I live in one of those bubbles that they talk about all the time, where I only like people who I don't think are monsters.
Yeah, and certainly you fall into not Ben, you, but you,
our friend, the third,
you, the empirical you, certainly fall into that bucket as well. Just wonderful politics on you.
So good that we agree on everything. So
good.
Great. Yeah,
so great. Well, I mean the fundamental stuff, right?
Yeah.
And it's good to have that down pat. Anyway, like I'm sorry. Actually, I'm sorry to ask, but are you good to drive? Like, I can spot you for petrol money. I know the price. Ben and I were just talking about the price before you got here. Price of petrol's pretty fucked at the moment. So that's no worries. We can spot you for that. It's just Ben and I have already been. We've had a couple. And I was wondering, what's your calendar look like for the next 9 days or so? Oh, sorry. I know it's probably a bit hard to see on Google Calendar on your phone. But look, like, what do you reckon? How much saliva could you produce on an average night? I mean, like, ballpark. Like, no, you don't have to give me an exact answer. Just like, is it like half a mason jar? Or like, don't worry if you can't do that much straight away. Your glands will grow musculature with time. Like, I mean, check out Ben's. Ben, show them your glands.
Check these out. I don't know how would you show your glands to a person, you reckon?
I'd probably go as a start, yeah.
Yeah, look at these.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, also, have you been out to Kingaroy? I know it's sort of Joe Bjelke-Peterson country out there. Like,
it's the peanut capital of Queensland.
It is the peanut capital of Queensland, and
if not
just
the world.
because we're going there. But like also the soil is just this beautiful red volcanic color, which really lends the wet obelisks an otherworldly quality, I think. The wet obelisks, yeah. So what Ben and I like to do to wind down is get out there in the scrub, dig into that glorious red soil with our hands, and using our spit, we take the dirt and we wetten it. We build these wet obelisks, and they're like, well, Ben, they're your thing. How would you describe them?
Well, I think if you've ever seen the Saul Bass movie, Phase 4...
and I haven't.
No, there wasn't even a chance in my mind that you personally would have seen Phase 4. Well, the giant mysterious obelisks that these irradiated ants start building out in the desert, they're sort of kind of what we're doing, except they're not dry. They're quite damp.
That's where the saliva comes in. That's sort of why I asked. It wasn't like
they're kind of phallic, but not by design. It's just that if you build, like a tall, narrow object.
Yeah, if you build enough obelisks, you're going to get some dicks.
Yeah, and I have been digging holes as a counterpoint to introduce some yonic objects in there as well.
Yeah,
because I don't want that to be the vibe. I don't want people to see our beautiful obelisks of moistened Kingaroy earth and think, ugh, it's very testosterone heavy out here.
And it's not just because you get the holes for free. Like if you're digging an obelisk, you do get the hole for free, but there's so much more than that. Those holes.
Yeah, build one obelisk, get yourself a hole, as they say.
Yeah, but unlike the obelisks, which are sopping wet with our refractory liquids, the hole's completely dry.
Yeah, it's ironic, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah. We usually do this for like 2-3 weeks at a time, I think. But totally understand if you only got a week or so to build wet obelisks obsessively day and night until our clothes split off our backs and
you're not going to want less than a week, though.
Whetstones. No.
4 days is not going to cut it.
4 days is barely going to smoothen your mind into 50 grit. Whereas we want them to be gleaming, ready for the blade of thought to be honed upon.
That's right.
It's also just going to depend on how much leave you have.
Yeah, and maybe if you don't have enough leave, you could sort of take it at half pay.
Yeah, my work does a thing with half pay. Yeah.
Which I think is, that could work out pretty good. Like, you're still getting paid, I
also get like a couple of days of charity leave as well. Like if I want to go and volunteer, and this is, I think, volunteering for a worthwhile cause, and the cause is simply the wet obelisks.
Right, like so as an example, you used some of your charity leave in the wake of the early 2022 Brisbane floods to come help clean up my friend's farm that got flooded.
Yeah.
And you, the third person in this situation, could use your charity leave to come help feverishly build some mounds out in Kingaroy.
Yeah, let your fingers and armpits and mouths fill with dirt, I think, out in the scrub, in the bush. It's only a 3-hour drive, I think, from memory. But those 3 hours whip by.
Yeah. Beautiful country out that way as well.
Beautiful country.
Astonishing drive.
Again, such a shame that it's populated, not entirely, but largely by, retrograde conservatives.
Yeah.
Worshipping at the fascist, corrupt altar of Joe Bjelke-Peterson, but the dirt, the skies out there, as you're working day and night, eyelids unclosing.
Yeah.
You get I took my camera out there, sort of set the focal length to infinite up on the stand. I think about 20-second exposure time. You get some sumptuous Milky Way there.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to double check that setting your focus point at the infinity marked on the lens is actually at the horizon, because sometimes cheaper or poorer lenses they won't actually correlate with those two things. So you can't just do it by rote. Yeah, you got to double check those.
Yeah. Do you want to? This thing I've never understood. I've never kind of stopped to do the maths on the timing there, because there is a function that's like, if your lens is this and whatever, you probably only want to do 15 seconds or less, or 20 seconds or less. Do you want a shorter focal length or a longer focal length for doing the stars? I always forget because I had a pancake lens and that worked quite well. But
You want a shorter focal length.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
because
so that's why the pancake lens worked.
yeah, less visible movement in the stars,
Yeah.
certainly, than you would get if it was on a longer focal
Yeah,
length.
and you can kind of just stick that there and put that on time lapse while you sink your hands down to your elbows, down to your shoulders
Yeah.
in the earth.
Yeah. Smearing yourself with that sacred mud that you have created in a compact with the earth feverishly. Yeah.
But like I said, yeah, a bit of a drive out there. And while we're doing that, let's fill in the first hour with some weird stuff.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. So on the last Theophiles, I think from memory, I think this was the last one. We read from the Bizarre Screed of the Chiropractic. Is that the last one? Do you think the previous one that we did?
I think that might be right. The last one we did was the Theophiles 10, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, no. So the last one was actually about giving hallucinogenic drugs or psychoactive substances to small
So like
creatures.
fish and yeah.
Yes, and I believe I did a collection of very, very old jokes.
Oh,
that is the
so good.
episode of Theophiles X, Deus Ex Mystery Snail / a fuck for every shit.
Oh, God, that's so shameful. Previous to that, we talked about the chiropractic, the foundational text of the chiropractic discipline, for which you are eligible for 5 bulk billed visits a year through Medicare, I found out.
It must be a real science then.
It must be a real science thing, and I do want to dive into that. The last time, I think we kind of made it out to be this crank thing, though. We sort of arrived at the fact that, I think I picked out of the first 100 pages, and we never got to the point where we adjusted any bones or anything like that. It was all about,
unifying with the Godhead through the correct application of the Religio Medici.
Couldn't have said it better myself. But that's D.D. Palmer. So D.D. Palmer was the guy that, I don't know if invented is the right word, but it came to him as something might come to you.
And that, of course, was his name before he joined the Ramones.
Yeah. And he was also the self-described, he had a whole bunch of names for himself, like the Old Master, etc. Self-described Fountainhead, which I think means something like the font of knowledge, but it's also the name of a club you can go to get peed on. So that's nice. But if D.D. Palmer invented it, his son B.J. Palmer, who probably murdered D.D. Palmer with his car, potentially, we don't know, but probably, BJ took the chiropractic and developed it into a scientific discipline and introduced rigor, science, measurements. So I think this week we'll get a bit more into the science of what makes the chiropractic work. So we'll read specifically from the Subluxation Specific, a book by B.J. Palmer, subtitled An Exposition of the Cause of All Disease.
This is going to pair so nicely with what I have for you.
Lovely.
This is absolutely delightful.
And Ben, I hope you don't mind me spoiling things for you to say that cause of all disease, you bet your ass, it's bones.
I thought it might be bones.
I don't know how you got that, but it is bones. Now, so I'll just read the inlay of this because I think it does help us get into the right mindset for accepting this information. Quote, in entering into the study of this book and its work, each should, so far as possible, lay aside for the time being all previous theories, beliefs, teachings, and practices. By so doing, you'll be saved the trouble of trying all the way through to force, quote, new wine into old bottles. If there is anything, as we proceed, which you do not understand or agree with, let it lie passively in your mind until you have studied and gone through the book the 3rd time. For many statements that would at first arouse antagonism and discussion will be clear and easily accepted further on, after mature reflection and after repeated understanding. After you have given the book mature deliberation, if you wish to return to your old beliefs and ways of living, you are at perfect liberty to do so. Hey, if you want to go back to being a fucking dumbass, sort of just wanking in a cave,
Sure, your choice.
your choice. But if you want to move some bones around and ascend to heaven,
I don't think I would have a particularly hard time getting new wine into old bottles.
yeah, well, I mean, maybe they didn't have funnels yet.
Maybe they didn't realize they didn't have emptying bottles technology at that
No.
point. Yeah.
No. Sorry, I thought the you won't be ascending to heaven thing would be... Sorry, was a little derivative, and then I forgot the next sentence. But for the time being, become as little children, for said the master, who I think is Didi Palmer.
Yep.
Quote, except ye become as little children, ye can in no wise enter the kingdom of heaven.
That's so true.
So true. We're
Yeah.
saying it more and more. So getting into this book, it's almost as bizarrely written as The Chiropractor, the one from Didi Palmer. It has about 40 pages of preface and foreword, which ramble through the basis of human knowledge, discipline, pages and pages upon court proceedings, which say that legally you cannot fuck with the chiropractic. But that's sort of, that's not the content of it. What are we getting? Quote, we have not in this publication gone into the intricacies or the technique of how to build up a chiropractic adjustment. So don't go expecting how to move bones around just yet. Believing those details are matters of instruction in a school devoted to that subject, where time can be spent pursuing the course essential to production and building of a chiropractor. In no sense, then, is this book a substitute for a chiropractic course of instruction. It does, however, aim to present groundwork in fundamental principles in the latest development of chiropractic principle and practice. No problems, sounds straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
So the last time when we talked about Didi Palmer, we came to the conclusion that he was something like a Gnostic libertarian, which is a horrible pairing of words.
A nibbitarian, I believe, as we call them.
And his son BJ, who probably murdered him with a car, is absolutely this too. But he was also like a success mindset TikTok entrepreneur. Like, he's the kind of guy who writes Twitter threads with 2 break lines every sentence and tags in Elon Musk on shit he thinks is like really, really cool and clever.
Uh-huh.
So just briefly dipping into the foreword about science and the importance of staying on your grind. Thomas A. Edison sought specifics. Passing through the Smithsonian Institution electrical department, I saw hundreds of globes accredited to Mr. Edison. Why so many? Thousands of elements were tested, tried, and thrown away. Each element tried gave light. Each element tried gave light. Each element tried gave light.
Each element tried gave light.
Each element tried gave light.
Yeah.
He sought a specific that would attain... Now, specific is not used here as an adjective. They are
He's using it as a noun.
using it
quite
as
intriguing.
a noun. He's going to go on doing that.
Yeah.
He sought a specific that would attain more light with less electricity. There's a lot of things in all caps here, as is the way of a nutter. Each succeeded in its way and time, but none attained the greatest efficiency in reaching that ultimate goal. Insofar as they gave more light, they succeeded. Insofar as some of them burned more electricity and gave less light than others, they failed to reach his ultimate objective specific. See Mr. Edison in his laboratories. Thousands of wires, different metals, different sizes, different chemical compositions tested, some succeeding more, others less. Thousands of fibers of various vegetable and growing strings were secured, tried, and tested, some succeeding more, others left, all giving light. He was always seeking that one combination of conditions that would resist transmission greatest, with least consumption of electricity, which would give greatest white heat to radiate greatest white light. It's sort of like when you're young and you're trying to work out which jack-off technique is the best.
Yeah.
To consume less electricity to perform more work to radiate more light. Finally came the vacuum tube and tungsten wire. Today, the Mazda globe gives more light and has materially reduced the consumption of electricity. Contrast, blah, 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 blah. There's so much of this. Mr. Edison could have stopped any time, any place. He had produced light. He was not content to stop. He was content only as he created more light with less electricity. In ratio, as he produced more light, he used less electricity, and as he used less electricity, he created more light.
Well, that follows.
Yeah, I stopped doing that now. Was Mr. Edison interested in blowing glass bubbles? Was he interested in making money? Do you know the single fucking, a single thing about Thomas Edison? Like a single thing about Thomas Edison. That motherfucker loved making money.
He loved making glass bulbs. That's it was just the whole light bulb thing was just a
bulb guy.
Yeah. Well, I may as well put something in there. May as well be an element.
Doesn't expound on whether we're talking wet bulb or dry bulb, but
this man loves just making a distinction between wet bulbs and dry bulbs.
Why did he keep on experimenting, testing, trying different materials, never fully satisfied, grind mindset, keep at it, 10,000 hours of creating bubbles? If he was only interested in creating light in a glass globe, he could have stopped years before. Was light the only objective? He had in mind an ultimate objective, and he wanted it to live in reality through the globe. The ultimate goal, if there be an ultimate, was cold light akin to the firefly or glowworm. Men had so far attained only heat light, building up resistance to greatest heat, white in color, which is light as a byproduct. So this goes on for yonks.
And he's using this as a metaphor to just describe the process of working on something until it's better?
Yeah, and I think that so he is in the foreword, although we haven't found this out yet, describing working at the chiropractic.
To make it better than his dad's.
Yeah, but also they do say, in a part that I have not clipped here, that it emerged fully formed and nothing could be added or taken away from. So
right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is Henry Ford interested in building cars, seeing how many he could sell? Is he interested in making and amassing money? Yes. Is he concerned in earning money or in using money to some other end? Let me quote Mr. Ford. Quote, I don't know how many cars Chevrolet sold last year. I don't know how many they're selling this year. I don't know how many they may sell next year. And I don't care.
I can tell you something that Henry Ford was concerned about.
Yeah, the Jews.
The Jews.
So he goes on like this for pages and pages. Then he goes on like with the plane and how things used to suck when we were on the ground, but now we're in the air, etc., etc. Before finally bringing it around. Didn't D.D. Palmer give an adjustment to Harvey Lillard and wasn't his hearing restored? That's so fucking funny to me, like popping a bone out.
This is straightening someone's elbow. My God. Someone play this man Beethoven immediately.
Like those dodo videos of babies hearing for the first time. Then was the time for all chiropractors to sit down and be content. There was the principle and practice. It worked. What more could anyone demand? That's loser talk. Not BJ Palmer. He's going to the next level. Thousands of ideas came, went, were substituted in subsequent years, time and again. Our people and their work were in flux. Nothing finally settled. All in turmoil. Few followed the parade. Many were content to sit and wait, quote, until it was finished, little realizing that nothing is ever completed.
Oh, nothing is ever completed.
Yeah. Yeah. For years, chiropractic was founded on beliefs and faiths and theories and hypotheses. Now it is builded on scientific data which man can secure for himself.
Oh, I didn't know that the word built was a recent introduction into English.
Yeah, I don't think it was. Even as a boy, in the very youth of my life in chiropractic, I made a vow, all caps, that I would live to so develop chiropractic that it would find and locate and be able to correct a specific cause for every disease in the human body, and to so develop this philosophy and art that it would be made scientific, where it would be recognized as scientific by scientific men, and so proved by the use of scientific instruments. Now, to me, that's sort of probably the wrong point to start at, to say, hey, chiropractic will and does solve everything. I've just got to prove it.
Yes. Yeah, that
Instead
is
of
kind
checking first.
Well, I mean, that's not bad science. He started with a hypothesis, and then next he's going to move to, And I can't remember any of the other steps in the scientific method.
Yeah.
But, I think he's...
But there's a lot of bones involved.
Yeah.
So we're going to read a little from the first chapter to get enough of an idea as to why the chiropractic works to heal every known disease, and why every medical professional until this point in history was a well-intentioned but gormless shithead.
It's kind of cool that there's this desperate craving for a, grand unified theory.
Yeah.
That, instead of just being well, the body's a very complex organism with lots of microorganisms and stuff, and there's so many different elements, Ben, things can just happen.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah. No, it's a very simple...
You world's moron.
All right, here we
go. Hold on to that thought.
Okay.
We're going to skip the 5 different dictionary definitions he gives for the word specific. He's a big Webster's defines whatever guy. We begin, and as I read this, mentally your mind should be doing the South Park, this is what chiropractors actually believe, blinking text the whole time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool. Quote, for 5,000 years, the medical profession have been consistently seeking a specific for the cure of all diseases. First one way, then another, they have woven off and on the stage of human effort, always to the same end. Millions of dollars, millions of bodies have been desiccated, both human and animal, dead and alive. Laboratories of all kinds have been used. Libraries have been written, revised, and discarded. Today they have 148, quote, specific serums for 148, quote, specific diseases as a net result. So funny to put a number to that. It's like those gender guys are like, oh, do you hear they think there's actually 92 genders now?
It's so funny. And they just feel like they feel compelled to add more to that number. 148, he pulled that 100% out of his ass. That's not based on a single thing.
No. But you'll be glad to know that those will be thrown into discard given a few years. Hey, got any serums? Fuck them off.
Yeah, throw out your serums. Your serums are useless.
They are worthless now. For 5,000 years, that profession has run the race down through blood diseases and blood remedies to purify the blood. Nerve exhaustion with nerve tonics, serum specifics for germ diseases. They have long sought that elixir which could eradicate diseases from the human race, that they might step up the efficiency of that race, that they might think more clearly, function more normally. Yeah, let me tell you, buddy, 2022, still not functioning more normally.
Yep.
I'm functioning less normally, I think.
Oh, should we mention, because I don't think we've said this yet, you have, and I think I'm pronouncing this correctly, the novel coronavirus? You have COVID. So
Webster's defines the word novel.
And having.
Yeah, let me just have a little... this is actually from Oxford. A fictitious prose narrative of book length, typically representing character and action with some degree of realism.
Yeah, do they have a definition for the adjectival use
I didn't
of that word
know
there?
That was what we were referring to.
Yes.
Let me just try that.
Yeah.
Let's see. From Latin novellus, from novus, new. Interesting, new, or unusual. And on this podcast, I certainly have kind of made fun, made a lot of jokes, made light of coronavirus, thinking that doing that was new and interesting.
Yeah. It's ironic, isn't it?
A little ironic, I believe. But now... through my lived experiences, I've grown. I've become more of a man, and it has finally taught me, I think, that when it comes to the novel coronavirus, to me, it's not seeming like it is so novel anymore.
Would you say
the novelty has worn off?
The novelty has worn off now that you have...
Now that I have the novel coronavirus.
To you, it's just the coronavirus.
To me, or I think by this point, several days into it, the passé coronavirus. Yeah.
And that's very interesting that you say that. I haven't had the novel coronavirus,
No.
and I don't think I ever will.
No.
Which leaves me alone. I won the Deadpool.
Yeah,
of
we
the
didn't
podcast.
actually. Yeah, I proposed the Deadpool and got 0 takers.
Yeah. Well, perhaps
Go
we
back
should
at
try.
those chat logs. I think I was proposing maybe $500 for a Deadpool, and you could be rifling through $500. 1/3 of which coming from my pocket for having caught the novel coronavirus, now the passe coronavirus.
Yeah.
But you weren't. You didn't take it up.
I didn't, no. Because I was relatively convinced that of the four of us, I was going to be the first. Because I have like an actual job where no, that seems a very unfair way to categorize yours. But
Yeah, you leave the house. And my problem was I did leave the house.
Yeah.
I left the sanctity of Brisbane.
Do you reckon you picked it up in Melbourne?
Oh, had to have been. Where else do diseases come from?
So you're saying that I spent quite a long time in a car with the three of you with COVID, and I still didn't get it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Huh. Well, hopefully some manipulation of your bones can solve this.
Absolutely. I tell you what doesn't solve it, extracting teeth, because they, quote, create a toxin in the body necessitating an antitoxin. I love, like so much of this quack stuff, how his like ridicule of science is based on like a complete misunderstanding of science. And I know it's like 1930, but I'm pretty certain they're just pulling teeth out because they're all fucked up.
Yeah.
And you don't want them in your head anymore.
Yeah, not because your teeth are generating poison.
Yeah. I mean, they are if you need to get a root canal or whatever. That's pretty well understood. But that doesn't stop him, I don't think.
Yeah.
They've pursued fashion after fashion, fad after fad, style after style. Not like the chiropractic, though.
No, this isn't a fad. Well,
It's
I mean,
not
it's not a fad
It's not
because
a
here we
fad
are
anymore.
90 years later and it's
Yeah.
on the fucking Medicare schedule.
Yeah.
Schedule.
Never arriving at a specific for the cure of any disease. The answer of the failure is simple. No person or group of persons, no matter how they work, ever can or ever will locate a specific for cure of any disease. Disease is an effect. No cure can ever be found for cure of any effect. No cure can ever be found for cure of any effect. So long as effect is effect, it has a cause. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
I agree.
To call one effect a cause of another effect is to play the vicious cycle of the dog chasing its tail. I love it. I love these guys getting caught up in like what the words mean,
Yeah.
as opposed to like how people get sick.
They're semanticsing their way into science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's pretty funny because at this point, I think there is a point to be drawn about medicine and healing and stuff in the realm of Western history, right? Because we were doing a lot of, I don't know, bone sawing, bone shortening, bone lengthening, putting taps into people's heads or whatever, going, yeah, that'll help you.
Yeah.
And never really like understanding that you have to check a whole bunch of cases to see whether that's real until basically the guy that cured scurvy, right? Where they took a bunch of people on one side and a bunch of people on the other side, and they gave a bunch of them lemon juice. One side they gave lemon juice, the other side they didn't. And they saw what happened, right?
Yeah, I was actually listening to something about the discovery of using citrus to treat scurvy.
Yeah.
That we figured out that that's what did it. And then somehow popular opinion turned against it.
Yeah.
And they decided it was something else entirely.
Yeah. It took them like 50 years to implement.
Yeah, which is so wild. They like got it and they were like, nah, it's probably not it though.
But they weren't. I think this is in the mid 1700s, and they weren't. I don't think they were ready for like the fact that they checked.
Yeah.
That they checked that it did it.
Well,
like,
they didn't believe in experiments at that point.
they didn't believe in it.
Yeah. They're like, well, just because you demonstrated it doesn't mean it's real.
Yeah, and neither does this guy.
Great.
Which is very cool. So medical men sought a specific for the cure of disease. Chiropractic sought a specific sort of specific cause of disease. So I
Bones.
kind of get this is the line that they're drawing here, right? That okay, so if you take scurvy as an example, that's a disease that you would catch. The cure of it, right, is vitamin C.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's not the cause of, like, not having enough vitamin C is not the cause of getting scurvy. The cause of getting scurvy is somewhere in between C1 and C2
Yes,
and
that's
requires
right.
manual subluxation.
Yeah, it requires a karate chop from a man named River.
Yeah. So this is and is not so. The medical cause and effect were not related and were frequently antipodal to each other. Medical men say, quote, high blood pressure, germs, environment, heredity, contagion and infection,
Yep.
wrong diet,
Uh-huh.
poisons in the system,
Yeah.
unbalanced chemistry, drinking water contained poisons, milk contained tuberculosis germs,
Oh, you don't want that.
pork contained trichina, impure blood. Now trichina is that is that one with nematodes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's the nematode thing. And many others were specific causes of many diseases. Now,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But I
But-
don't think he's setting this up to agree with it.
what if that wasn't the case? They sought specific cures for reducing high blood pressure, killing germs, to modify environment, cure disease in the living, inspite cause of hereditary in the dead, disinfect contagion and infection, change diet, purify drinking water, sterilize milk, inspect meats, vegetables, and foods with the Pure Food Acts. Just a quick, like, anti-regulation thing there as well.
Yep.
Antitoxin serums, etc. And I would say, like, reading those and all of those are completely successful.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still...
They did it.
We have to pasteurize milk now, and for very good reasons.
He's a big raw milk guy. There's
Yeah.
more. Diseases are classified as, quote, constitutional, cardiac, respiratory, febrile.
Febrile? Yeah, I think.
That's of the, like, breeding stuff.
Having or showing the symptoms of a fever. Yeah.
So when I've been going into the doctor and saying, doctor, I'm feeling very breedable.
They've agreed, turned you around, and then
And
let
said,
you out
you
of the
have the
room.
novel coronavirus. Mental, genitourinary,
Yep.
unknown origin, nervous. Yeah, I got that. Secretions and excretions.
Yep.
Two different things.
The two big ones.
Eye,
The big
ear,
two.
nose, and throat. Sexual.
Mm-hmm.
While each is thus classified, each local organic condition has a general effect on the balance of the body, and the balance of the body has an effect on each local organic condition. It is impossible to distinctly set forth any individuality of independence of any from all the rest. So he's saying a lot of words to basically say that you can't say one of these things is the cause of it. You have to consider the whole of the person.
Yes.
As
Which
long as you're talking about their
Bones.
spinal column.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes. You have to consider that it's complex, and it could be any number of things.
Yeah,
well, any
to
number
do with
of
their bones.
one of 216 bones.
Yeah. The majority of their specific causes were far removed from the character of their specific cures. If germs were removed from all things natural, external to man, all life would cease. The moment we enter man, all natural and rational reasoning ceases.
Yeah, I have certainly experienced that myself. For the record, sorry, 206 bones in the human body, not 216.
Okay.
Don't correct me. I'm
Yeah.
just saying this now because I could have done this in post, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Medical men substitute medical science. Germs become a cause of everything dead in man. Germ life in milk must be killed. We pasteurize milk. Germs in man must be killed, for they kill man. There is no interrelationship between germs and killing germs to cure disease. There is. I mean, I can draw a very straight line between the meat that I improperly smoked.
Yeah. The infamous lukewarm Was it pork that you were doing? What was
It
it?
was a beef brisket.
Yeah,
Or a
that you
beef
did
top.
it at about 40 degrees
About 40 degrees,
for
nice and
3
warm.
hours.
Get some of that tropical beef going. And then going to the hospital next day with tropical beefitis. Nurse, I cannot stop beefing. I've been beefing every 20 minutes
But you must.
since 4
Because I
a.m.
need to examine you.
I think that there's an interrelationship between germs and killing germs to cure disease.
Right.
Just
Now,
personally. Like, you can
this is
kill
because
germs.
You personally are a proponent of the germ
Of the germ
theory
theory.
of disease. Yeah.
And this guy believes in germs. He just thinks that
Thinks
they're
they're
rad.
irrelevant.
They're very cool.
You give me a germ in the shape of a bone, maybe I'll start paying attention.
But in seeking a specific for the chiropractic cause of disease, and the all cap stuff has not ended, by the way, it's still very much going. The approach was on the obvious fact, all caps, that the cause and cure were internal to man. Therefore, the absence of any and all alibis or external application, injections, etc., reliance being placed on innate intelligence, capital I, capital I. Go and check out episode 9 if you want to know more about innate intelligence, which is within. So you can't just like add germs to somebody and get them sick. They were already sick. They have a sickness of the bones. In absence of knowledge, the human mind offers substitutes. It's certainly happening a lot here. In absence of ability, the human mind offers alibis. In absence of facts, the human mind manufactures denials. The medical profession have never found the cause of any disease, hence have never been able to cure disease. Until now, we know that the cause of COVID-19 is the novel coronavirus.
Yes.
We know that. That's the one exception.
Yeah.
Germs, inheritancy, environment are offered as substitute. What the fuck does this guy think, like, happened to Phineas Gage? I think that's, like, safely an environmental thing, right?
No, Bones. If someone had simply straightened Phineas Gage's spine...
Yeah, if his posture was good, that railroad spike would have sailed right over his head.
If he...
Fuck, he got us.
If he had been keeping his wallet in a front pocket instead of a back pocket, so he wasn't slightly offsetting how he was sitting and thus giving himself some shoulder troubles, wouldn't have been a problem.
Wouldn't have been a problem. In presence of knowledge of specific cause of all disease, the chiropractor finds no necessity to substitute alibi or manufacture denial. His reasoning is affirmative and positive.
Oh.
His brain's got big dick energy.
Yeah. Bones, that'll be $150.
No facts, just vibes. With presence of ability to adjust cause, sick get well. I love how many of these just sound like cavemen trying to describe modern medicine.
100%.
With cause absent, innate intelligence becomes present. Mental impulse interference is released, and restoration occurs. I think that's called post-nut clarity now.
That's right, yeah.
In days gone by, when the chiropractor did not know the specific cause of all disease, he too substituted 22 vertebrae. When he had no ability... So quick slam on chiropractors prior, who thought that the cause of all disease was somewhere in the bones.
Yeah.
Whereas now we know exactly where they are in the bones.
In other words, fuck you, Dad.
Yeah. When he had no ability to... You stupid piece of shit, I'm going to kill you with my car. When he had no ability...
Beat motherfucker.
to locate accurately the cause, our group mind alibied with physiotherapies. When we did not know, we stumbled with substitutes for ignorance, alibis for incompetency, and manufactured denials for health. External cause medically is the antithesis of internal cause chiropractically. Neither is external cure medically the same as internal cure chiropractically. No, because the external cure medically might be something like, I guess like a saline drip if you've been dehydrated from tropical beefing
Yep.
for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And that is very different from the internal cure,
Which is
chiropractically.
dropping an elbow into your lumbar.
Yeah. Endless specific cures call for animal, vegetable, and mineral elements from sky, sea, and earth, from fish oils, animal blood serums, from earth contents, from every country of earth, assembled in countless forms and composition in chemical equations, arbitrarily changing from year to year. No man or set of men can know any reaction of any drug upon any person. It is... I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I think like a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like tons, actually, kind of at this point.
Yeah, know what happens if you swallow like 2 kilograms of cesium.
Yeah.
137.
No man can know.
It is cut and fit, guess and try, hoping something will do the correct thing. A specific in medicine, it has been sought for centuries. It has not arrived. It's so good, right? Because apart from the archaic language, like you could just cut and paste so much of this for like, anti-vax bullshit, for whatever ascientific thing that you're trying to push in being like both super specific but never really putting across anything provable or deniable.
No. And just sort of thinking that the fact that to you it's extremely obvious that your one idea trumps having a nuanced understanding of it. That because it's obvious to you, it must be obvious to everyone. And because it's not complicated, that must mean it's true?
Yes. Yeah. That's right. Instead of the fact that everything is complicated. It's a big old world out there. And a lot of it's not bones. But in 1895, D.D. Palmer laid down the principle that the cause of all disease was a vertebral subluxation. It's still so funny to say.
It's just insane. It's genuinely insane.
This is what chiropractors actually believe.
You have HPV. Oh, of the vertebrae subluxated, I guess.
Occluding a lumen through which nerves passed, producing a pressure upon nerves, causing interference to the transmission of a normal quantity of abstract force generated in the brain and expressed at the end of the nerve in physiological function. What if you checked that and it wasn't that?
Yeah.
What if it was the railway spike?
Yeah. Well, it can't be because that's external.
Yeah.
And it's not in the specific.
In 1895, a correct fundamental principle was advocated. For 38 years, the chiropractic movement has sought a specific for the vertebral cause of all disease. Bring it home now. No chiropractor from 1895 to date has added anything to that chiropractic principle to strengthen it. Nobody has subtracted anything from that principle to improve its value. Dad was right. He was
That's a
so
direct
right.
quote?
No.
Oh.
And I will hit him with my car.
Yep.
For 38 years, the chiropractic profession has woven back and forth through the warp and woof of many techniques.
That's that...
warp and woof?
It's that Dragon Force song, right?
Adjustments, moves, systems, etc. What moves do you think they're... Like, are we talking...
Karate
high rope
moves?
drop?
Yeah. Walls of Jericho. Yep.
To attempt to bring the efficiency of the practice art up to the efficiency of the principle. We have laboriously and scientifically sought to specifically locate that specific subluxation, which specifically occluded a lumen, which specifically produced pressures upon nerves at a specific place in a specific way, which specifically interfered with transmission of a mental impulse supply, which caused all disease in the human body, which could be adjusted under certain specific rules, under certain specific methods, and repeat itself specifically should occasion and conditions necessitate. So the real into specific stuff, just as long as it's telling you which bone to move.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's all bullshit.
Do you think he learned the word specific like the day before he started writing this? Yeah.
D.D. Palmer began working upon a specific theory. He lived hoping that someday he could and would arrive at a definite and positive, workable and demonstrable knowledge of that specific art, Gradually, the group mind that followed his teachings included and added until they were working upon 26 movable vertebrae. The single specific was lost sight of, although generally speaking, many still stayed within the province of the backbone. So it's so cool. It's like, oh no, Dad was perfect and right. It's just all the people, all the chiropractors that were like following his work have just been getting like stupider and stupider.
Yeah.
But now I'm here. I'm the son of God.
Yeah.
You met the big guy. Now it's me.
Say hi to the Fountainhead 2.
Yeah. Soon, 26 vertebrae were adjusted to open all into vertebral lumen. Later, we began crawling back to the single specific idea again, with a Merrick system which systematized the backbone and limited adjustments in number and locations. This developed into, quote, majors and minors, accentuating some, making others less important. Today, we confine our study and adjustment to the whole, and then in brackets, whole, in one adjustment of the Atlas axis region. He thinks he's slick.
Did he?
BJ think he's slick.
He was doing a joke?
He's doing a joke there.
Unfucking believable.
Or like I bet you didn't think our system applied to the whole body, but whole can have two meanings.
That's
Today,
right.
through continued use of the exclusive process of deductive reasoning for facts, we realize the specific has been found in that area between the articulation of occiput, I don't know about that one, sorry, atlas and axis, wherein is the cause of all disease. The objective, long sought, has been found. So I'll leave it there because obviously now you know the cure of all disease.
Yeah.
So if you're sick of doctors telling you to stop drinking raw milk because it gives you 100% diarrhea, like 1-to-1 kind of correlation there. Check out the cure to everything.
Yeah.
Moving some bones around.
That was refreshing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I really
We learned
thought
a lot
that
there.
maybe like, sometimes you get sick or you get these mystery aches and pains and you're like, fuck. And then you go to the doctor and they take your blood and they measure all sorts of other things.
Yeah.
Whereas instead I can just go straight to a chiropractor and just go up to River, shake his hand warmly, put my mouth right next to his ear and go, heal me.
Yeah. He's going to ask you to take the gym bar there, hang off it. While you're setting that up, he's taking a run up.
Yeah.
He's gone to the other end of the room.
He's doing, when those like floor routine gymnasts do like 10 cartwheels in a row really tightly, then do a flip.
Yeah, because he's got to fill the space from there to the other corner of the chiropractic dojo.
Yeah, and then at the moment he finishes completing his double rotation flip, the back of his right foot connects with your lower back.
Yeah.
Fixing you instantly.
Yeah, curing your endometriosis.
Now, I'm going to take us on a bit of a journey here. Thank you so much for that, by the way.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Now, I want you, both of you, both you and you, Theo, and you, the listener, and also your wife, who might be in the car, to cast your mind back to around 10,000 BC-ish, give or take, 500 years.
Yeah, I think I remember.
Specifically, I want you to concentrate on the Middle Euphrates Middle Euphrates Valley and the High Tigris Valley, the Upper Tigris, which are now in modern-day Syria and Turkey, respectively.
I don't need you to tell me that.
You know all about Mesopotamia.
I do, from the lyrics of Me Without You. Big Mesopotamia guy, Aaron from Me Without You.
He was never cancelled for anything, was he?
Oh, fuck, I don't think so.
Oh,
he's a wild dude. Very strange.
I feel like something happened there. Anyway, check out Me Without You, unless they're problematic, and then don't.
Yeah.
So around in this region, we had, in 2 different settlements, we find the earliest archaeological evidence of domestication of the aurochs. The aurochs, of course, being an extinct species of wild ox. Best estimates based on some DNA studies that we've done suggest that a group of roughly 80 female aurochs were the first bovine animals domesticated in the world, right? And that group of 80 female aurochs, basically like the majority of European cattle that exist today, like modern taurine cattle, are descended from that group of 80 female aurochs in those two different settlements, which is pretty cool.
That is both cool and somehow a nightmare for me as well, that you'd like... We've got all of this genetic material in the world, right? Like, so much variety, so much... like, I think we're okay with the idea that genetic variety is a good thing as far as, disease and survivability goes and that sort of thing. And we go, hey, these 80 girls, they're our girls.
They're our girls.
That's it.
Yeah.
Breedable? Not unless you're one of these 80.
Well, I think they were chosen because they were submissive and breedable, which is interesting. We're going to skip forward ahead to roughly the 5th century. Again, this is a bit of an estimate, but around that time, a book called Apicius was first, maybe not published, but one of the first versions of it was put out. So this is a Roman cookbook that compiled a wide range of different household recipes from one or several authors, which we don't actually know.
Oh, hell yes.
We don't know the name of any of these people. One of the dishes including there is called Isicia Aumentada. Now, this recipe describes having shredded beef mixed with pine kernels, black and green peppercorns, and white wine. You form that into a patty, and then you bake it.
Oh.
Incidentally, and this is not related to anything else I'm going to talk about, but the Apicius also has a recipe in it for braised flamingo, which is just... what a combination of words.
Stunning. Oh.
Let's skip forward again. We're going to skip forward to the early 19th century. Restaurants in New York City serving European immigrants who more often than not had embarked for America from the port of Hamburg. These restaurants began offering Hamburg-style American fillet and beefsteak a la Hambourgeois, which is minced beef formed into a patty and cooked like a steak, much like the recipe in the Apicius.
Oh.
Now, later in that same century, in 1888, the first recipe for Salisbury steak is published. The recipe reads as thus: eat the muscle pulp of lean beef made into cakes and broiled. This pulp should be as free as possible from connective or glue tissue, fat, and cartilage. Previous to chopping, the fat, bones, tendons, and fasciae, who knows, should all be cut away and the lean muscle cut up into pieces an inch or two square. The pulp should not be pressed too firmly together before broiling or it will taste livery. Simply press it sufficiently to hold it together. Make the cakes from half an inch to an inch thick, boil slowly and moderately well over a fire free from blaze and smoke. When cooked, put it on a hot plate and season to taste with butter, pepper, salt. Also use either Worcestershire sauce or Halford sauce, mustard, horseradish, or lemon juice on the meat if desired. Celery may be moderately used as a relish. Now, the author of this recipe didn't actually give Salisbury steak a name.
Yeah.
It became known as Salisbury steak, though, because the author who wrote this recipe was James Henry Salisbury, also known as J.H. Salisbury. The name became quite popular at the start of the 20th century, in the early 1900s, because the Americans and a lot of other English-speaking countries were moving away from German-sounding names for things because of World War One.
Oh.
So instead of calling...
Was that a problem back then?
The Germans? They're actually a problem twice in that century.
Yeah.
So instead of calling hamburgers,
Yep.
or the hamburger patties, they called them Salisbury steaks. They were also calling hamburgers Liberty sandwiches at some point.
Oh, that's so funny. Everything old is new again.
Yeah, real freedom fries.
To
bullshit.
Repeat history.
Russian dressing type, whatever.
Yeah.
So James Henry Salisbury, he was born in New York in 1823. He worked as a chemist for the New York Geological Survey before studying to become a medical doctor. Salisbury served as a physician during the American Civil War, and while treating soldiers for digestive illnesses...
Which side?
The Union, the not slavers, yeah.
Yeah.
He developed the theories that would underpin the book he wrote in which the Salisbury steak was first described. So this book was not a cookbook. in which the Salisbury steak was first described. It was actually a medical text, and the book was called The Relation of Alimentation and Disease. Alimentation referring to the...
this is very tying together, Ben.
Yeah, this is
as if
quite
we
nice.
planned it this way.
And we didn't, because we never do, because we like to surprise each other.
We do like to surprise each other. Little gifts, treats, new techniques.
Yeah, which is why if you post suggestions for Theophiles in the chats where we can both see them, it defeats the purpose entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll only tell people so many times. The alimentation here refers to the giving or receiving of nourishment from food. So, sort of he's using it in the sense of thinking of food as medicine. Or thinking of food in the way that a nutritionist does.
Yeah.
Here is an excerpt from the introduction of that book, published in 1888, I forgot to say. Physical wants and animal passions are the yearnings of health or the cravings of disease. In perfect health, those foods only are desired that are best adapted to maintaining the system in a healthy condition. Perfect health develops none but healthy physiological longings. Derange the human machine.
Not the way I'm doing it.
Well, he has some explanations for why that might not be the case for some people.
Oh.
Derange the human machine, either by physical, mental, or moral disturbances.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
And pathological appetites, desires, cravings, and hallucinations are the result. One step in the wrong direction opens the way for the second and third and so on, till the human organism soon falls a victim to the disturbances of a multitude of deranging influences that result, if long continued, in fixed pathological habits of organs and tissues. So he's sort of saying that if you are healthy, you will only want healthy things that make you healthy.
Right.
But if you are unhealthy, you'll start craving foods that are bad for you, and then that will make you more unhealthy, and then those cravings will get worse. So you sort of... unhealthy eating breeds unhealthy eating is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Although he does say that there are other influences on this. Surrounding relations, associations, circumstances, necessities, customs, and fashions gradually develop morbid tastes within the healthy organism. These tastes, regularly indulged in, become by degrees confirmed but cultivated abnormal habits. At the same time, they derange organs and tissues little by little until they result in pathological tastes.
Yeah. Like going to the Asian section in Pornhub.
Yep, and I'll leave that to the listener to have a think about that one.
I don't know if that's racist or not. I'm not going to try.
We'll find out. Write in, let us know. When these physical derangements become firmly fixed, chronic disease of some kind is the result. Its nature being determined by the character of and long continuance in the gratification of specific unhealthy desires and appetites.
Yeah, like I said.
So it's kind of straightforward. What he's saying at this stage is just that eating poorly causes disease, so we should try and eat healthily.
And also, if you eat healthily, you're going to want to keep doing that. And if you eat unhealthily, it will develop a taste for that which is unhealthy.
That's right.
That's not so bad.
No. So he has some pretty specific recommendations for what constitutes healthy and unhealthy food. Healthy alimentation is the feeding upon that or those kinds of foods which any given animal organism is designed to live upon, as indicated by the structure and functions of its digestive apparatus. Unhealthy alimentation is the feeding upon food which the digestive organs cannot readily and perfectly digest.
Yeah, so cows are supposed to eat grass and magnets, as far as I understand from
yes, that's right.
farming.
For instance, we should not for a moment think of feeding our cattle, horses, and sheep upon lean and fat meats. Neither do we expect to feed cats and dogs upon hay, corn, and oats. Which, that's a fair point. We've got Louis on that grain-free dog food, because otherwise he gets the toots real bad.
You don't want that.
So he's sort of suggesting a scientific approach to diet where we look at what the organs are designed to do and then eat in a way that matches that. So what does that look like for humans?
Well, we're kind of, we've got, let's think about this, right? So we've got, our teeth are various shaped because we have a diet that I think is evolutionarily both carnivorous and
herbivorous?
Herbivorous.
Yeah.
We've got an assortment, we've got our canines up the front for ripping and tearing meat, and same thing with the front teeth, and you got the mashes up the back for fiber, etc. And our stomach is sort of our digestive tract. You got your stomach, classic bag of acid.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got everything else, which is for the hard stuff.
Now, you are thinking exactly along the same lines as Dr. Jim was.
Yeah.
By structure, man is about 2/3 carnivorous and 1/3 herbivorous.
Sure.
In this native wild state, he feeds mainly upon game and fish, with much less than 1/3 of vegetable products. Now, yeah, okay. So this is where we start getting into his beliefs about the specific, you might say.
Oh, okay.
In this state, he is free from most of our fatal diseases. So he's saying that when living off the land, pre-civilization or sort of modern civilization, the way we think of it, that we were free of most fatal diseases such as consumption, Bright's disease, diabetes, locomotor ataxia, paralysis, fatty diseases of vital organs, tumors, and various forms of cancer. He is also exempt from most infectious complaints such as smallpox, measles, scarlet fever, diphtheria, and so on. Yeah. These only reach him when he comes in contact with our much-lauded civilization.
Okay.
A civilization full of, quote, shirking responsibility, of sin, and of the causes of disease.
Here we go. All right.
Which is quite interesting because he's being he's sort of anti modern civilization there, which is odd. I think a lot of people back then would have taken a very different approach to that. As a general rule, we have 20 meat teeth and only 12 vegetable teeth, while 4 of these latter, the wisdom teeth, are poor apologies as grinders. The stomach in man is a purely carnivorous organ and is designed, both in structure and function, for the digestion of lean meats.
Sure.
Healthy alimentation would consist in a diet of about 1 part of vegetables, fats, and fruits to about 2 parts of lean meat. Sweets and fruits should be used in moderate quantity and as relishes only. Fruits should only be taken after breakfast and dinner on a full stomach and then only in moderate quantity, never at or after supper.
Oh, okay.
The supper should be more of a lean meat meal than either of the others, and the best meat for supper is broiled lean beef. This digests easily and quickly and is less liable to produce flatulence than any other food.
I mean, if that's your goal.
Yeah. He might be right. I don't know. I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian or a doctor. But, what happens if you don't adhere to a mostly lean beef diet? It's not good. Yeah. Some of the diseases arising from unhealthy alimentation are as follows. Consumption in all its phases, including, quote, chronic diarrhea and summer complaints in children. Which...
fuck, it's summer again.
The kids have all got summer complaints. Dyspepsia in all its forms. Yeah. That's when you don't have Pepsi, I think. Yeah. Rheumatism in all its varieties. Gout, Bright's disease, diabetes mellitus, locomotor ataxia, ovarian tumors, goiter, and cretinism.
Oh, boy.
Yep. He continues. Softening of the brain, and most cases of insanity which have not been produced by injuries, inflammations, and effusions, all forms of deafness and diseases of the eye and ear that have not resulted from injuries, hypochondria, most cases of loss of voice, eczema, scald head, etc., etc. I didn't... So that's scald as in like SCALD, like to be scalded by a hot substance of some kind.
Yeah, or a hot lady.
The Merriam-Webster defines scald head as any of several diseases of the scalp characterized by falling out of the hair and by pustules, the dry discharge of which forms scales. Now, you might think, okay, all I have to do is eat more lean beef than I do anything else, but that's not the only part of the Salisbury diet.
Yeah. Otherwise, but if I do this, I'm not going to get ovarian cysts. Yes,
well, at least you have that. But he does ask you to do another thing. You're going to need to drink a lot of hot water.
And how hot are we talking?
I'll tell you. The digestive organs in consumption may be aptly compared to an old vinegar barrel. And like it, they require frequent and thorough washing out before any fermentable food can be taken in without fermenting.
All right, this guy knows a thing or two about me.
The washing should be done by drinking hot water at about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. It's about 43 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
And should take place long enough before each meal to allow the water and washings to get out of the stomach before the food is eaten and to keep ahead of the food as it passes down the stomach and bowels.
You don't want the food to overtake your hot water.
No. The object of the hot water is to wash out a dirty, yeasty, slimy, sour stomach before eating and sleeping. It should be taken on retiring in order that the stomach may be as clean as possible to sleep upon and may not excite troubled sleep, dreams, or wakefulness. The common and excessive use of cold water, both in drinking and bathing, is a very great mistake. It depresses the system and wastes the animal heat in the effort to restore the temperature of the economy, which is sensibly lowered by it. And the nerve force needed by the various organs, of which we have none too much at any time, is drafted off to repair our mistake. Now, I want you to remember the phrase nerve force for me.
That's, now I've heard this once here and once from Evangelion.
That drinking water uses your life? Oh, no, sorry, nerve.
Nerve, yeah.
Anime joke.
Remind me what year is this from?
This is 1888.
1888. Man, people sure didn't know how to think back then, did they?
No.
Like, they didn't know how to make good thinking.
I do
They
like
would
that he's
think a
like,
thing and then be like, well, that's it.
yeah, you know what? I'm tired because after I drank a glass of cold water, I think it's sapping my life force.
Yeah.
When we ice our water, we intensify this error 100-fold and sacrifice the well-being of all internal organs.
Come on.
For the temporary cooling of mouth and throat. If those surfaces were in perfectly normal condition, we should not crave this cooling. This taste, like the appetite for liquors, wines, and drinks of all description, is a cultivated and abnormal one. Such have no place in the healthy system. They are symptoms of disease and warn us of a sub-basic cause which must be removed. I have known confirmed drunkards, after they have been kept from all spirituous liquors and cured of diseased appetites by the restoration of tone to the digestive apparatus, to admit that they preferred hot water to liquor in any form, and to keep it up throughout life as a stimulant to digestion. That's just not true.
Yeah.
You've never found an alcoholic who's like, yeah, you know what, I actually, I don't miss drinking beer at all. I just like hot water now.
Hot water now.
Now, remember what I said to you earlier about nerve force?
Oh, boy, do I.
Let me allow Dr. Jim to explain nerve force to you. The two great factors of healthy organic life may be said to be, first, alimentation, and second, nerve force or vital energy.
Ah, yes. Getting some big Jim Penman energy here.
Mm-hmm. Few persons are aware of the great amount of life force that is absolutely thrown away, which force is required to keep up the healthy actions of the organs of human life, those organs through and by which we live, breathe, and continue our existence in the body. This nerve force is unnecessarily expended in an almost constant and ineffectual working, day and night, of the faculties of the cerebrum.
I mean, I do kind of identify with that a bit.
Yeah, I actually think the rest of this paragraph might sound quite relatable to you. A working without definite object or result, which the individual apparently has neither power nor knowledge to control.
Yeah.
This thinking, feeling, and worrying is under the influence and guidance of the emotional or sympathetic nerves, which are then really insane or working wildly. Willpower or voluntary mental effort affords neither a balance wheel nor a safety valve to check this waste. The more the willpower, pure and simple, is brought to bear as a controlling and checking means, the greater the expenditure of nerve force. So you're tiring yourself out by trying to make yourself be calm and restful.
Yeah.
I think is what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to that.
But he, luckily, has actually found the cure for that as well.
Oh, good.
A variety of simple means may be resorted to in order to bring about this desirable change in the direction of expenditure of nerve force. All such means tend to calm the distracted, wildly acting faculties and to set in motion healthy operations. One easy and effectual plan is to get off alone in a quiet room when there is no noise nor other disturbing influence.
Yeah.
Now, I think that meant something different back then.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But the patient should be seated in an easy chair or
Yep.
lie upon a bed or lounge.
Sure.
The
Yep.
right hand should be placed with the palm on the forehead and the palm of
That's
the
not
left
how I
hand
usually-
over the cerebellum. That's not how I do it. Left hand over the cerebellum and back of the neck. The
Yeah.
eyes should be fixed upon some small object and persistently kept there. The
I
breathings...
mean, I do put my left hand on the cerebellum so I can use the right hand for the mouse.
Yep. The eyes should be fixed upon some small object and persistently kept there. The breathings, which should be full, easy, and slow, should be counted up to 49. The patient all the time... That's such a dumb number. Never try and pick a specific number.
Yeah.
The patient all the time listening intently as if expecting to hear something to advantage. He is actually just kind of describing
It's sort of just describing mindfulness.
mindfulness. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like he's so close to having something there, but then it's like they can't help themselves thinking that they've got a grand unified theory of
Yeah.
skull measurements.
It can't just be that, like, taking some time to just, like, not stress and to just breathe
Yeah,
could just help.
yeah, that
it-
could be it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When 49 inspirations have been reached, which I believe he's using inspiration here to mean inward respiration,
yeah,
remove the right hand down to the pit of the stomach and the left hand to the opposite part of the back. Now go through the operations previously suggested. When the hands are on the forehead and back of the neck. When 49 inspirations are again reached, remove the right hand down over the umbilicus and the left hand to the small of the back, repeating all the operations as before. If they have been properly and quiescently conducted, the patient will either be happily sleeping or happily awake before the last 49th inhalation has been reached. Now, this next part I actually kind of agree with. Again, I think he's making some good points. The cerebrum should not be permitted to work and consume vitality for more than 10 hours in the 24 on average. The
so
other
he's talking about thinking for too long, right?
Yeah, he's saying
Why
you
can't
shouldn't
they
be thinking for more than
Yeah.
about 10 hours a day.
Okay. Sure.
The other 14 hours should be spent in recreation, eating, and refreshing sleep. If the organs and tissues are all in good order and the diet, drinks, and exercise what they should be, the cerebrum will become quiescent and rest wholly during sleep. The sleep will be refreshing and free from unpleasant dreams, while the nerve force will expend itself through the cerebellum and spinal ganglia in operating healthfully those organs over which we have little or no control. When the cerebrum works abnormally, extravagantly scattering nerve force in every direction, the stomach and bowels halt. Digestion and assimilation are seriously impaired. The food begins to ferment and decay, and peristaltic action is reversed, working the bile up into the stomach and back into the gallbladder, thus producing biliousness, which results in high-coloured, scanty urine, dullness, lassitude, and often headache.
So do you think... So you tested this, or you just thought that this was probably what went on?
Well, he sort of tested this.
Okay.
So he arrived at this theory of nerve force because he had figured out the meat and the hot water thing,
Yeah.
but found that it was somewhat
tick.
wanting when he was still treating people with it.
Okay.
After having quite successfully traced nearly every disease to its cause and finding myself able to build up the body and get it apparently in a good physical condition, there was one very important element wanting to effect a perfect cure. This was my inability to get vitality into the system as fast as it was put into physiological repair.
Huh. He should get in touch with the bone guys.
Well, they
Compare
are
notes.
both looking for the same thing, apparently.
Yeah. But in different places, you know?
Yeah. Well, bones and the stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classically two very, very different domains. Like the Capulets and the other guys.
That's right. The Montagues? Yeah.
Montagues and the Capulets, the bones and the stomachs.
Many times my patients would reach an apparently healthy condition but would have little power to exert themselves. Often they would feel quite well and yet have little or no muscular endurance. For a long time my mind dwelt upon this point with a persistent determination to fathom the mystery. I went to my library one evening after dinner, first giving orders that I should not be disturbed on any account whatsoever, locked the door, partially lowered the light, and seated myself in an easy chair, with my eyes fixed vacantly upon the grey wall of the ceiling, and dropped back mentally into myself, contemplating passively and attentively the sensations and workings in every part of the body.
Yeah,
Again,
you talked about mindfulness.
he's
here.
invented meditation and mindfulness.
Yeah,
is what
that
he's saying,
rules.
Which
Just
is
stick with that.
Kind of great.
Yeah, just do that thing.
I had not been in this contemplative mood for more than 15 minutes before I found myself thrilled through and through with a glow of healthy, happy action in every part that was in purest sense most delightful. I remained in this state for about 2 hours, which were the happiest my life had ever known up until that
rock
time.
on.
This man sat down and spaced out for 2 hours. It was like, holy fuck.
Holy shit. Yeah, nothing will ever compare. This guy should, he's dead now, right?
Yeah.
Being 1888.
Yeah.
He's probably dead. Fuck, he would have loved, like, 2CI.
This man would have loved Valium. He would have loved, like, this man would have loved a small dose of codeine. Nearly every evening for several months, I kept up this study upon myself for 2 or 3 hours at a time.
Honey, it's my sitting into a chair and zoning the fuck out time.
I mean,
Do
it's
not
great.
disturb me.
He is using a good experimental methodology here that he's repeating the experiment. The fact that he is the subject and it's
Yeah.
just sitting down for 3 hours.
Yeah, actually, when I was depressed, I kind of came to the same sort of method as well.
In order to work out the problem with sufficient accuracy so that I might impart to my sick patients the ways and means of accumulating life force, I found that all mechanical efforts, whether mental or physical, exhaust and deplete us of energy faster than we can take it in, while all enjoyable and inspirational pursuits invigorate. That is, in these last, energy or life force is taken in faster than it is expended. Thus, we should as far as possible avoid all mechanical efforts and engage only in congenial and interesting pursuits.
Oh man, this guy would have loved video games.
This
Check
guy's-
out Modern Warfare Black Ops 3.
I love this man's attitude about most things.
Yeah.
The idle ramblings of an exaggerated fancy or the senseless worries of morbid anxieties weaken the mind.
Yeah.
The automatic efforts of a listless body drain it of life force. So the thrust of everything he's saying so far vis-a-vis life force is try not to worry too much, don't work too hard,
Yep.
take some time to do some mindful breathing, take some time to just sit and collect your thoughts,
Yep.
which so far
pretty
so
good.
good. But now, T-Bird, we've actually arrived at the thing that I want to talk about. All of that was just an intro. That was a
Right.
preamble. What I wanted to talk to you about 30 minutes after I started talking
Yeah.
was chapter 49 of his book, The Relation of Alimentation and Disease by J.H. Salisbury. Now, this chapter, of course, is titled Experiments with, quote, baked beans as an exclusive diet upon strong,
Yes.
healthy men.
Oh man, he's doing the Soylent diet before.
Now, so to set out to prove that... So he thought that we were never really meant to digest vegetables, and this was a
Yeah.
contempt that he held the most strongly about legumes. The man hated beans.
I mean, there's probably something to it, right? Like, because the legume you never fully digest, sort of, you know, it's going to give you gas, etc. You know, probably a good starting point there for your like experimentation.
Well, see, he agrees with you 100% on that. That's where he's at. So I'll let him describe the experiment in his own words. In September of 1856, I engaged 6 strong, healthy men in the vigor of life, ranging in age from 25 to 40 years, to feed upon a special diet solely with the understanding that I would pay them $30 per month each if they submitted faithfully to the rigid discipline laid down.
That's a fuckload of money.
Oh,
Hey, give you $30.
I mean, I don't even know how I
Hear
would
me out
calculate
here.
that, but like $30 in the mid 1800s is an extraordinary
it's like
amount
$1
of money.
million now.
And
Hey,
he's
this is a
paying
guy
that-
of means, all right? And he's
Yes.
using the means to pay a bunch of himbos.
Yeah, to eat only beans.
Eat only beans.
In a share house for a
Yeah.
month. Welcome to Bean House.
This guy's like before his time. We needed his brain in reality TV.
Oh, if someone was filming this? At the same time, I explained to them the kind of food upon which I should require them to live, the exercise and other regulations marked out.
Yeah, you did.
All thought the diet and drinks could be easily endured, in fact, enjoyed, especially as they would have no manual labor to perform. They all entered upon the undertaking with the feeling that they would have a fine time at my expense. The diet consisted first of baked beans and coffee.
God, it's so
This
good.
to continue for 1 month or until otherwise ordered by me. Exercise to be a 2-mile walk morning and evening. To retire at 9 p.m. and rise at 6 a.m. Drinks between meals, cold water. On the 13th of September, the experiments began. Breakfast at 7 a.m., dinner at 12 noon, and supper at 6 p.m. All 6 boarders were strong, robust, free from disease, and having 1 regular movement of the bowels every day.
Yeah, that's going to change.
The first day, all
That's
went
gonna be
well.
the first thing to go.
The first day, all felt well and enjoyed themselves greatly. Towards evening, began to bloat, but had no special feeling of discomfort. Slept well. Entered upon the second day feeling about as well as on the first, except that all were flatulent and constipated. Yet, all had a scanty, hard movement of the bowels before evening. In the after part of the day, they were very uncomfortable from the bloating. Took them on a brisk walk of 2 miles, which was something of a relief. Now, from this point onwards, from the 3rd day of the experiment until the 18th, he catalogues the symptoms of each boarder individually by assigning them a letter A through F. Now, they all experienced basically the same symptoms with a few minor variations,
Beanitis.
but I am going to give you the account of subject F. And this is a representative of basically what everyone went through. But this is subject F, day 3 through 18. Day 3, bloated badly, slight movement, colic pains, head swims. Day 4, bloated badly, constipated, colic, ears ring, bewildered. Day 5, bloated badly, constipated, colic, ears ring, confused.
Oh my God, they're supersizing me
Yeah,
themselves.
they're super beating themselves. Day 6, bloated badly, constipated, dizzy, colic, confused, uneasy and restless. Day 7, bloated badly, constipated, ears ring, dizzy, uneasy and bewildered. Day 8, bloated badly, constipated, ears ring, dizzy, hands and feet prickle, bewildered.
Oh, these poor guys.
Day 9, bloated badly, constipated, dizzy, hands and feet prickle, feels strangely and confused. Day 10, bloated badly, ears ring, constipated, hands and feet numb, feels strangely. Day 11, 1 large thin movement, colic, dizzy, feet prickle, strange. Day 12, 3 large stools, head numb and vacant, feels lost and strange, feet prickle.
It's the worst Irrowid trip report ever. T plus 12 days. Farting constantly, no shits. Can't feel anything.
Day 13, 6 large thin stools, forgetful and feels strangely, feet and hands prickle, dizzy.
It could have been the one long strange stool experienced 6 times and forgotten.
Day 14, 7 large thin stools, ears ring, feet and hands numb, feels strange and vacant, legs and feet numb.
God.
Day 15, 10 large thin stools, reels in walking, feels tired and strange. Day 16, 10 large yeasty stools, bewildered, weak, eyes vacant, feet prickle. Day 17, 9 thin yeasty stools, bewildered, eyes vacant and glaring, feet and hands prickle, feet drag in walking. Day 18, 12 thin stools, reels in walking, ears ring, feet and hands numb, nervous, heart palpitates on exertion and breathing oppressed, legs and hips numb, feet drag in walking. Now at this point, he notes symptoms of progressive paralysis or locomotor ataxia begin to show themselves in all 6 cases on 10th day. These paralytic and peculiar symptoms increased each day after the 10th. On 16th day, the disease was so marked that not one of the 6 could walk straight without support. all wobbled and dragged their legs, not being able to lift them clear of the floor. So all of these people came down with bean-induced immobility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is classic beanitis as I've ever seen it.
This is chronic beanitis.
Yeah.
So the beanitis being so chronic that at this point he decides to change tack. My boarders, on the 19th morning, all presented such a forlorn, dilapidated appearance that I feared I should lose my reputation as a caterer and also my guests.
Yeah, they might also die as well, so probably put that in your considerations.
They had all lost heavily in weight and were much debilitated.
Yeah.
When on the morning of the 19th day, I set before them nice beefsteaks, by which he means the Salisbury steak he invented, freed from fat and white tissue, they were all greatly delighted and ate ravenously of them. I gave to each 10 ounces of meat with a good cup of clear coffee, beef seasoned with butter, pepper and salt, no other food or drinks. At dinner gave each 12 ounces of beefsteak, prepared as for breakfast, and half a pint of clear tea. The meal was hugely enjoyed.
Yeah, they've been eating beans.
And they are thrilled to see nothing but a beef patty on a plate. All now began to breathe easier and to feel clearer about the head. Passages less frequent, though still large and numerous. He's talking about shitting. During the afternoon, all were in a state of enjoyable relief and were ready to speak a good word for their host and his house. At supper, gave each 10 ounces of beefsteak with a clear cup of tea. The meal was greatly relished. The evening was a pleasant one, all having a sense of relief from the extreme flatulence, bewildered heads, oppressed breathing, and the numbness of previous days. Then he starts charting their progress from the 19th day through to the 21st after he's put them back on an all-beef diet. But I'll give you his summary on
I bet he's
22.
got a fucking important point to make about all of this.
He sure does. Called up on 22nd morning at 6 a.m., all in good trim and loud in praise of their host and his table. Gave each 1 pound of broiled steak, half a pint of clear coffee, and a slice of bread and butter. The meal was much enjoyed. All felt unusually well, clear-headed and happy. Half an hour after breakfast, gave them a long walk. At 12, each had 1 pound of broiled steak, a slice of bread and a cup of clear coffee, which they took with great relish. After finishing the meal, I paid off my boarders and discharged them. With a feeling of regret and reluctance, I think on both sides, we separated. Still, they could not realize how I could keep up and, quote, make both ends meet while running a boarding house on this plan. Yeah, it's fucking weird that you're paying us to eat beans and live here.
Yeah.
I may add that I had throughout shared their diet, discipline, and experiences in all respects.
They can't even get rid of this guy.
He gave himself bean disease while he was doing this. He was also going through, which is just fucking wild. And that concludes the story I wanted to tell you, the story of Bean House.
Absolutely wonderful.
Can you imagine 7 burly boys in the prime of their life all dying because they've eaten too many
ripping
beans.
it up.
Oh.
Somnambulantly.
History is so beautiful.
Yeah.
So I started looking into this because it came up on they mentioned in passing that like the guy who invented Salisbury steak came up with one of the first fad diets, which was just eating mostly meat and drinking just coffee. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I started reading this book and then got to the part about Bean House and lost my GD mind.
Yeah. Kind of sort of proving the all beef diet by contradiction.
Yes. Well, let's see. He's trying to, falsify his results. But you know what I mean. Like he's trying to, this man, I think he's probably more sound than BJ Palmer.
Yeah.
I would say. If we had to pick which of these two quacks we prefer, I'd pick J.H. Salisbury.
Yeah, I'm giving the one that's serving me a nice Salisbury steak.
Yeah, and nothing else. Or maybe a bit of buttered bread even.
Now we're talking.
Well, thank you, Theo, for doing another Theo Files with me. You know these are my favourite kind of episodes that we do.
Absolutely.
Good luck with the novel coronavirus.
Thank you. So far it's going very poorly.
Yeah, it sounds
all
like
involved.
Finn is not having a great
No,
time.
Finn's not having a good time with the novel coronavirus.
because he has COVID and he's teething at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks ass.
Inventing some new teeth.
Well, good on him.
Yeah.
He's a real teen-trepreneur.
That's what I've been fostering in him.
We will catch you next week. Thanks for subscribing to the Patreon. We love that about you. Unless I've released this as a free episode because I wanted tonight. Oh, I could do that when I go up to Cairns, actually.
Yeah. In which case, to us, you were scampering goblins.
Yeah.
Before the light.
Yeah. You should really, though, consider signing up to the Patreon. Or don't, if you don't want to.
Because you've already gotten this episode.
You got it for free. Why buy the et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah. Why buy the cow when you can drink the raw milk for free?
Why buy the cow when you live in an apartment and you'd have nowhere to put it?
Where's it going to go?
Bye, everyone.
Bye.